Yeah, because I have something to say on this too,
Okay.
which is you know, I can't remember if it was I want to say it was Verizon that did this. Do you remember that program the government had a while back for free internet?
Yeah.
You went you
Yeah.
went
Because I
you
was
went
on it.
yeah. Well, actually I got it off it a year before they whatever it got canceled
Yeah.
or whatever.
They screwed things around. Yeah.
But
And
when the last year I was at that apartment, I had it, and they actually charged me 1 month like $1. It was supposed to be free. I'm like, why am I paying anything? I'm like, all right, whatever, it's $1. And that was the first warning sign. And they were like, they're stacking on fees for that $1 that
oh
I didn't
yeah.
pay because I didn't know
There's a-
I owed it. And so I thought it was free. And then I went to move out, and you're supposed to have like 20 days or something like that to turn the box in. They
right.
hit me with that fee within the same month for not turning the box in.
Uh,
And I mailed it to them, and I never got my $65. Cause of course they auto charged me for it because they had that
oh yeah.
$1. That's why they
Yeah.
did that. I didn't know that's why they did that.
Yeah. Well, I
That's
mean,
what
that's the kind of situation you get into, and you're getting beat with every tax and fee that they can come up with.
yeah.
They just keep adding new stuff on, and I talked to somebody, two different people basically that had the same internet provider, and they've been paying like $150 to $200 a month for their internet, and they've got the lowest tier. I'm like, what are you doing? That's ridiculous.
Where
I
are
mean,
they living?
I've got a low tier, but I'm not paying $100. I was headed towards $100. But anyway, I get on with them, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you're charging me $20 a month for equipment that I can get my own equipment. Well, yes, but you have to use a certain equipment. I said, look, you understand there are other services I could be on. You guys are just jacking the price up. Every time I turn around, the price is going up, and I'm on the lowest tier right now. Oh well, let's give you a number you can call and talk to them. So they give me it turns out to be the retention department, and I go through the same deal with them, and I'm like, there's other services. I've been a loyal customer for like 3 years now. The loyalty doesn't mean anything. Like, oh no, it does. We'll see what we can do. let me get you on with my supervisor. Okay. So I go through the same thing with the supervisor. Guess what? They're going to give me 1 gig for $25 a month for 2 years. Plus, they're going to give me phone service, free phones, 2 free phones. They're going to give me $15 a month on my phone service. I'm like, hell, that's cheaper. I'm saving $85 a month now. But here's the kicker. They can't change my phone numbers over. I want to keep the same phone numbers. I got my phone service to let go of the phones. They can't figure out how to make it work. Haven't heard from them in 2 days, so I don't know what's going on, but did I lose you?
No, I told you
They
that
may
was
have disconnected my internet.
I told you that was likely going to be the case with those phones because those burner
Yeah.
phones are notorious for compatibility problems, mainly because they're all refurbs. That's all.
Well,
like
these weren't. They were brand new from Walmart.
they're never brand new.
Well, that's probably true. Yeah.
They look new. They pick the cleanest looking ones. They clean them off. They make them look nice, but most of that stuff's refurbs, certified refurb. Make it look official.
Well, and I bought one off back market that way, and I paid probably more than I should have for the phone, but it was newer. It was newer than what I've got. I haven't even. It's still basically in the box. I haven't done anything with it yet, but I'm getting another, free phone from the internet provider. So I may put this one on eBay. I don't know. But it's just you. And I'm saying this for a reason. If you're getting screwed, call them and tell them we have a problem. You guys are jacking the price up on me, and I'm not going to do this anymore. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to whatever they can do. they're going to bend over backwards to try to keep you as a customer because they don't want to lose business. And that goes into all this other stuff like Walmart. If we stopped going to Walmart, if we didn't buy anything from them, their prices would come down. They'd have to because they can't stay in business.
Well, yeah.
I understand all these people are saying, well, we just need to sit out, I understand the thinking behind that, but there's certain things you can't just sit out of, Anyway, sorry. I didn't mean to kind of take things over, but to be very honest, I've been really angry the last week.
I have too, and that's actually when did the last time I emailed you and or messaged you and I need to do an episode. I forget because you mentioned it right before I hit record.
Yeah, I don't know, it's been a while.
Was it last Friday or Thursday, somewhere in there?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Well, yesterday I was just like filled with rage for no reason. I don't know.
There was my disease.
There was probably a reason for it. I just like everything was pissing me off. The computer at work was going slow. People in traffic just acted like retards. There's construction everywhere.
Everywhere, yeah.
Everywhere is construction. Now they're tearing up all the fucking roads down here. I don't know why. I don't know. It was just like this amalgamation of shit. And on top of that, the stuff I mentioned before that I've been concerned about.
Right.
Tariffs.
Well, here's the thing. It's a mind game. They're fucking with us on purpose to get us all pissed off and to keep us all in that mind frame.
Oh yeah. We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that this evening because that's part of the reason for this title, America, We Are Here. You are here. Do you know where here is?
Yeah, and yeah, up Shit Creek. Where the hell did my bar go? What the hell?
We're gonna find out. We're gonna find out because
I think we've already FOA.
These the Antifa protests attacking ICE and all this stuff. I'm tempted, man, to reach into the little red book of predictions that we've made over the years and pull one of them out because I know that I said this was coming. I know I did. It could only ever result in what we're seeing right now. And by the way, this isn't even as bad as it's going to get.
Oh no, because I've been on X the last couple of days, and they're talking about EBT being shut down, and every other post that I'm looking at is, you know what? If my EBT goes away, I'm just going to go in and start stealing stuff. I'm gonna come to your house. I'm gonna come to your house and break in. I'm gonna start breaking your cars and blah blah blah. You know what?
Pull those up, man. Pull those up. Pull those clips up. We're gonna play them tonight, among other things. That's I don't know if we're gonna start there or not. I'm trying to find something right now because I made this clip earlier today or earlier in the week, and I think I sent you part of it. The cat place thing. Do you remember I sent you I actually made an audio of the cat place, which is like this.
Oh yeah.
Well, I made a few of those. That's just one, and I listened to it. I'm like, this is like a ticked screed is what's going on here because, I thought it was funny while I was making it, and then I listened to it, and it's just dark.
Well, I mean, it had a little dark overtone too, but it was kind of funny,
That one, yeah. Well, that one was kind of one of the more tame ones, but I made 4 of these. There's actually a 5th one. I haven't processed it yet. I was going to work on that tonight, but I feel like from what happened yesterday, like I don't know how to describe it, man. I'm not usually when I say, "Oh, I'm mad," I'm being a little hyperbolic. I'm not being hyperbolic in this case. I was afraid I was going to snap at the worst possible time, which is my trademark.
Oh yeah.
And I've been kind of on the fence, working on the project and not working on it.
Yeah, me too. Actually, I stuck my toe in the water on another project, which this came up in another conversation, and I don't know if you and I had this conversation at one point or not, but what was said was we need an app like TikTok that is not controlled by any lobby. And I was like, I wonder
Good luck
if that
with that.
done.
Good luck with that. Good luck with that.
Well,
There's already an app for that, by the way. It's called Gab.
Yeah, I know.
And
I looked at that one.
And there's one, there's another one that's older than that called Diaspora, and that's where Michael Rivero's on. Both those apps are completely fucking useless. I stopped using Gab because the usually when I hear the anti word, you know which one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Usually when you hear that, it's just people being hyperbolic and not understanding how the internet works. In that instance, it's actually true because it's just everywhere. Platform's completely useless because of it.
Yeah. Well, and X is getting that way too. I'm sorry, but it is.
BitChute also, same thing.
Well, I heard something kind of nefarious about BitChute. So you might want to back up at any of your stuff that you want to keep on there.
Oh, it's too late. I've completely given up. There was, Tick gets mirrored there. I have it set up to mirror my content on the BitChute account, but I don't look at it anymore because there's like a inverted version of Trump derangement syndrome. The Trump worshippers dogpile me whenever I say anything that's even remotely bad about Orange Man.
Yeah.
There's nothing, there's no conversation to be had.
Oh, well, no, I mean, but that's everywhere now. You can't go to any platform, to any app, even to a web page, and not have somebody attack you for some deranged reason. They have their own thinking, and they cannot see beyond. There's no conversation. They can't see beyond what they have in their mind.
No, they've got this in their mind.
There's a lot going on now.
That's what's in their mind. They don't even understand that's what it is, but it's religious fervor, belief.
Well, and the question came up earlier. If the human race is no longer able to lie, what industry would go first?
News.
And I really thought about it. No. I thought about it for a long time, and I kind of dug a little bit deeper, and I said, although it's controversial and a little bit, there's some complexity there. If they were no longer allowed to lie, the first industry that would go would be religion.
No,
because
I don't think so, man. It's okay. Well, make your point, and then I'll interject.
Well, no, there's just because there's so many different religions that have their mindset, and there's a couple of religions that it's part of their religion that they are allowed to lie to further the religion. And so if that were to go away, then everything they say is exactly what they mean. And right now they're saying exactly what they mean. They're going to take over. There's a lot of them that are out there trying to take over. And I don't know, everywhere I look is like an invasion.
Are they though?
I don't know, man.
Certainly,
there's so many different groups that are trying to take over the way we think. If it's not religion, if it's not the military, if it's not the government, if it's not all these psychos that are out there like me, then it's the media, or it's social media, or there's so many different things that are vying for our brains, our control of what we think. I don't know what everything I look at is just a psyop right now.
The devil lied to Jesus in the wilderness by quoting scripture out of context to him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, Yeah, rebuttal. What was I saying?
Go ahead.
Yeah,
What was the industry that you would say would go first?
The news came to mind first, but I think it'd be a tie with basically any kind of media that had fictional stuff. So lies can be useful and fun and even informative and entertaining, as long as we understand that's what they are when we go into it.
Yeah, that's what Fauci thought. Bill Gates. Just Elizabeth Warren.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Some of these folks, and you just don't know. Some of them probably think that their lies are facilitating some greater good, and these folks are dangerous. These are probably the most dangerous people that they are, because in their head they're lying for some greater purpose, so it's justified.
I guess so. Maybe if you're going for the greater good of humanity, yeah, maybe, but isn't that a little narcissistic? They're just not real happy with what I'm giving them, so I don't know what I'm going to do. Old man eyes. Hold on.
So our lovely press secretary had this to say earlier. What Trump is doing is completely different. The ballroom he is constructing will likely survive as a symbol of American power long after we are all gone. It will be, in a sense, our generation's contribution to the people's home. Okay. Miss Levitt. Miss Levitt, let me just say, for the people in America, most of us don't even have homes. We're renting, if we can even fucking afford that.
Or if we afford one, it's falling down around us.
Yes. Yeah, those of us fortunate enough to actually be able to buy a home before they became $500,000 on average, also have to shoulder the enormous tax burdens that's come with the price hikes on everything because of how much you've inflated the fucking currency.
Yeah.
Now, and I've gone into this. I'll pull the article up and see if that.
Seeing the remodeling of the East Wing making way.
Well, look, it's downtown Dallas.
New ballroom that won't cost taxpayers a dime. While many seem to think that the ballroom is a terrific idea, the site of the demolition crew has some Democrats seething with rage.
It's not just Democrats, lady.
Democrats who are upset with the new ballroom will eventually be able to use it. They just need over 270 votes. Hello, everyone. This is Outnumbered. I'm Kayleigh McEnany here with my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Emily Campagno. Also joining us, Molly Hemingway, Fox News contributor, and Ari Fleischer, former White House press secretary and Fox News contributor. Well, the walls are in construction. They're coming down. Trump is set on giving parts of.
Wow. Did you hear that? The walls are in construction, not the southern border walls. No.
No.
We've not heard another peep about that particular construction project.
Actually, I heard something just recently. Apparently, Governor Abbott has, those floats that they've got in the river. Apparently, they've put now hacksaw blades on top of those, so people are like cutting themselves trying to get across them. So. Or that was what was said. Well, I don't know if that's true or not. You know how it goes, but. Wasn't there, like, I want to say about a month ago, he was showing off the new gold that was in one of the offices? They did like a gilding inside the office, and there was like all this gold stuff.
Yes. Yep. And that's another thing. This comment down here, this is not a mistake. This is not hyperbole. Are we trying to purposely make a new Gilded Age?
Yeah.
I understand he's using his own money or there's some outside source of money here. That's not the point. It's the usage of the money for this absurd project.
Yeah, while we're right in the middle of shutting down the government.
Well, we're in the middle of a government shutdown. We got to raid the coffers of some other department just to fund the fucking military while this is going on. By the way, to my knowledge, this has never happened before. I always got my paychecks when I was in the military. My dad always got his dad before him.
I don't think this
sometimes
is really happened this way, but my history only goes so far back. I am old, but and my memory only goes so far back. But I really don't think this has ever happened like this before. We've always been able to take care of our military, and when you're in the middle of sending troops to multiple countries around the world, and you're going to make sure that their families don't have groceries, there's a problem. What do you think they're just going to keep doing what you ask them to do? I don't know. There's a problem there. I don't know, man. Although I had to. There was a statement that Mrs. C, I'll say that, was commenting on this particular aspect, and I had to use her statement, which of course is, what at this point difference does it make?
Indeed. Highly applicable in this case, I'd say, because I'm tired of this gaslighting. I knew that Trump and his administration were perfectly capable of pulling the same crap on us. It was just a matter of time before it started happening. And this, when it comes to the economic issues, they just pretend like this isn't happening.
Well, but it would have been the same if it had been on the other side of the aisle. I mean,
yes,
we're so far into this now. I mean, what? They're all going to do the same BS, and we have no say over anything they do. They just do what they want. Okay.
I'm not in favor of that. I'm just saying very little in the way of options is being left on the table for alternatives.
We've been talking about this for 3 years, for longer.
Yes.
This is not, we've seen this coming. It's not anything new.
We had more than enough time to correct the path of this ship. They know the blueprint for it. Other people have laid it out way smarter than me. That's the problem. Ray Dalio's beautiful deleveraging.
They have their own blueprint, and that's what they're going by. That's the problem.
It's not going anywhere we want to be.
Well, they're right on schedule with what they want.
What does this look like if we run this out into the future? Should we should we ask Grok?
Yeah.
I doubt we're going to get a straight answer. I think
that would be a... I don't know. I used an AI that I don't normally use, and apparently it still had data on me.
Yes,
which is really bizarre. So yeah, I've got to do some changes.
Where's my other ones at? Can I show this one? See if it'll let me open it in another tab. Come on. It's not going to let me do it.
Yeah.
You guys aren't watching Candy Owens right now. She is on absolute fire. She is going full scorched earth on Josh Hammer. You guys got to check this clip out.
Tremendous amount of pressure. Now, regarding the other things that are circulating that have not been publicized yet, and people should know that there is an underground movement of truth tellers in this moment. Okay? There's an underground movement of nights all around the world, from mom sleuths to government employees, like he said, to personal assistants, to Turning Point USA donors who are working together to bring justice to Charlie because we don't like the way this feels. We just don't like the way it feels. The vibes are off. I will respect, even though obviously that statement was prepared, I will respect the fact that Andrew says what Charlie would have said. And for the first time, I feel that's been expressed that we have to let free speech be our North Star. And I'm not so sure that some of the people that are donating to Turning Point USA believe that. In fact, I'm certain some of them don't believe that. Obviously, we wouldn't have that text message if they all believed that. And that is what I think has been so frustrating, is that it seems as though the executives would rather, and I'm now referring to Tyler Boyer, impugn the character of the people who are doing exactly what Charlie Kirk would have done. So please, Andrew, make sure that Tyler Boyer and Alex Clark get the internal memo about free speech. I want to say one more thing rather explosively. 3 people told me off record, 2 people who have this in a written communication from Charlie, one who is a Turning Point USA donor, and I would say very much one of the white knights in this. The very day before Charlie Kirk died, he expressed that he thought he was going to be killed. He told these people, I think they're going to kill me. Okay. He did not express that to me. So I am telling you this based off the testimony of 3 people. And I am saying this because I hope that these people who I think are good will be inspired to come forward with that. Now, again, those conversations I had were off record. I honor that. If I say it's off record, it stays off record. But I'm hoping that watching what I am doing and feeling the energy that is rising across the world for people who want to know what the heck happened on 9/10, that, they will be brave and they will say, yeah, Charlie did the day before he died think that he was going to be killed, and maybe tell us, who is they? Well, for once and for all, who is they? Who is the they that he thought were going to kill him?
So I've been watching for the last couple weeks this conga line of so-called influencers that is popping out of the woodwork to take swings at Candace Owens, and I'm not the biggest fan of Candace Owens. I never have been. I mean, full disclosure, I think she's cute, but her whole copying the affectations of Tucker Carlson to the point of it being weird.
Yeah.
Weird. Where you at, Rachel? Hello?
Come on.
Where is she? Nope, that's the wrong one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Listen to Tucker Carlson and then listen to Candace. First of all, when I hear people address Candace Owens as Candy, I'm not going to listen to anything else you have to say. On the matter, I can tell a lot of people got sour grapes over this woman. Go look at her profiles, see how many followers you got. People want to say that she's not an influential woman. I don't know anybody in our space, Rage, that doesn't know the name Candace Owens. If you say you don't, then you're dumb or you were just born yesterday.
Or you're lying.
Or you're lying.
Yeah.
Oh, she's Alex Jones. She's Alex Jones? Really?
No.
Because we all said, even the Republican Party said Alex Jones was, Alex Jones back in the day. And now look at him.
Yeah.
Do you know another person on the planet with more influence than Alex Jones? Can you name one? I mean, without Bezos money, I can't think of one off the top of my head.
Well, I mean,
Edward Bernays, maybe?
Maybe. I don't know. Biddy has really a good following. But I still think he doesn't quite match up to the numbers that she has. So
Taylor Swift.
That's not even.
Yeah. My point is the sour grapes is deluding some people into pushing aside the very relevant points that she has brought up. And by the way, most of the stuff she's brought up, they're not her ideas. Other people were
Brought
talking
them to
about
our
it.
attention. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Well, there's a new one that I need to send you too that came up today that I just sat there and went, what? Really?
I'll pull it up.
It's actually it's Jimmy's, which is really. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Pull it up. I'm on a. I don't know why bookmarks on X now will not let me alt tab, multi tab the bookmarks out of the bookmark. I can't do it. Don't know why it started doing this crap.
Let me see if this is the one. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Okay, let me see if I can pull this up. Of course, it's.
While you're doing that, let me. I got one more here. This. Why is it sharing the wrong one? Share this one. Will let me. Yeah, it's not letting me do the tab thing. There we go. Now it'll do it. Okay, that's not a video. What the hell's going on here? Fucking useless. All right.
Okay, strap in for this one, y'all. I am not an economist, but I have studied complex systems for years, and science here is well established. What we're seeing right now is multiple critical components of our economic and political network showing simultaneous strain. Think of it like a rubber band. It stretches and holds tension, and then it snaps suddenly. That snap is what complexity scientists call a mixed transition. You can cross the threshold before the visible collapse happens. But once you pass that point, the failure cascade becomes extremely difficult, if not impossible, to stop. With the government shutdown that went into effect October 1st, food price surges, over 30,000 jobs lost in the latest ADP report, with previous months revised downward, and all the other factors that we'll discuss, I believe we're approaching, if we haven't already crossed, that threshold.
Okay. I'm gonna stop her here real quick. Let's consult Grok actually, because I wanna get the numbers on this.
I actually think we've already crossed that point. And I think it's Whitney Webb has been. There's a couple of videos that she brought that same topic up. Would you stop?
So here we go. 17% of employed workers in the United States are employed by federal, state, or local government. Now, I'm not sure if this breakdown contract
That's
doesn't.
based on 2024, though.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's good.
Ow!
You all right?
Yeah, just cat. Sorry. They all want my lap when I'm trying to do something. So
17% plus contractors. I don't think people understand just how tied up, and I mean, certainly the people in Washington understand this, how tied the government is to industry in this country. It shouldn't be this way. It wasn't always this way.
No, it wasn't.
But now it is.
Yeah.
This is our reality, and I don't know if part of the reason for this flailing by the Democrats is to like, I don't know if they're bricking the economy on purpose just to brick it so they can blame Orange Man, or if they're bricking it to see, look how much you need us. Maybe it's a mix of both.
I think it really is a mix of both. I mean, that's my personal opinion, but
I could be wrong about timing or even whether we reach full transition, but the pattern is concerning enough that understanding what's happening really matters. Zoom out a bit and think about the US as an extremely complex system made up of other complex systems. We're talking
Yeah.
about 230 million people, trillions in daily transactions, massive supply chains, massive global markets,
China,
all interconnected. Usually that complexity makes us resilient, but under the right or the wrong conditions, it becomes our biggest vulnerability. Failure cascade is how complex systems most often collapse. All the interconnections that are
Yeah.
efficient in average circumstances become highways for problems to spread. One
Mhm.
disruption triggers the next, like a line of dominoes, and it amplifies as it goes. There's something more abrupt than cascading failure, and this is called the mixed transition. This is what keeps complexity scientists up at night. Here's how that works. So, tiny failures accumulate invisibly throughout the system.
Yeah.
Everything looks fine on the surface, but you hit a critical threshold, and suddenly,
Yeah.
even
Oof.
a small shock causes the whole thing to transform. And the scary part is once it starts, you can't reverse it because the underlying structure has fundamentally changed.
Fundamentally failed.
Warning signs are increased variance.
Do you know
And
what the
that's-
underlying?
But
Do you know what the underlying structure for a nation is?
well, I mean, it's our money system, but our economic system.
Well, yes, I was getting to that, but it's the people.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, absolutely. But
Financial physics has pointed this out before. What are markets? They're just people interacting with each other. That's
well,
all
and
a
that's
market
what I
is.
said earlier today. You know, it was like, you know, if you had all the money, you had all the money in the world, would it make any difference? And I'm like, it's all numbers on a screen somewhere, on somebody's screen. If those screens go dark, what does it matter? You don't have anything.
You know, the interesting thing about a zero-sum game is that there is a point of failure where you can win yourself. You can win yourself to death. You can win the game.
And still
You know-
lose. Yeah.
And by winning the game, you cause the game to end.
Yeah.
You know what happens when the game ends? We're going to
Game
find
over.
out. Game
Game
over.
over.
Exactly. Game over, man.
Absolutely.
We're going to find out. You cannot have this. There's a reason why the Gilded Age ended.
Yeah.
There's a reason why it ended. Because if it
Let
didn't
them eat
end,
cake.
if it didn't end the way that it did, we would have wound up with a French Revolution. That's why it ended.
Let them eat cake. And that's what they're doing. They're letting us eat cake. I don't
Now
know.
we're staring down the barrel of this thing again, and I don't know what it is, but the people in Washington D.C. can't seem to pick their faces out of their own ass to figure out a way to fix this thing in a way that actually fixes it, not just for their billionaire buddies, but for the rest of us. Trickle down economics has never worked.
Never. It was
And even
all, it was a lie.
Even if it did work,
It's
I
not
mean,
working now.
we don't have any evidence that it did work, by the way. But even if it did work, the way that industry is set up right now, these solutions that they're bringing to bear, far too much of their plan rests on AI technology that doesn't even exist now.
Yeah.
And if it did exist, it will eliminate more jobs than it will create. I'm sorry, it just will. It just will. The landholding class in this country is not going to release their grasp from their land. Buildings are not going to get cheaper. These companies are just going to keep jacking up their prices, and a lot of them are afraid. Small and medium business owners are afraid. So they're clamping down. They're not lowering their prices. They're raising them. At the very least, they're keeping them the same. So to believe that this zero-sum marginal cost society is going to come about through the use of robotics is just asinine.
Yeah.
That's where all this comes from. The SoftBank stuff.
Oh, yeah.
The AI, we're going to automate trucking. I mean, never mind the going off on a jag, man. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm totally with you, man. But as American citizens, what are we to do? Where do we fit into this change? I mean, it's being thrust upon us. We have no choice.
We need a constitutional convention. We need to clean. I'm gonna have to edit this. All of them are out. This isn't working. Every time we try to fix something, we try to get our guy in. Twice we got him in. Our guy. What has he fixed? What has he done? Somebody point this out to me. I want to see numbers on this. Life has not meaningfully improved. Things got worse under Biden. Worse. That does not mean things got better magically under Trump. I thought his first administration was decent in that he didn't make things worse. That's not improvement.
No.
This was where I was at with my drinking, by the way. I didn't stop drinking. I just stopped drinking as much. I was still an alcoholic.
Yeah.
Our country's got a spending problem, and we refuse to address that. They just slammed on $2 trillion more dollars. We're not even a year through this administration yet.
Yeah.
These failure points that she's talking about, this is stuff that's already happened.
Yeah. This is past history. So we're looking at a whole new game here where things are fixing to really, really, I mean, all the economists have been saying for the last 6 months, we're headed for something major league. We're really in trouble, and nobody's listening. Nobody knows. Nobody understands. But I understand what you said. I get that. We need a clean slate. But where we're at right now, the divide between the people, do you think that would actually ever be able to happen?
I think it's the only thing that can happen from this point, because if we continue to get more of the same, add this to my little red book of predictions. If we continue down, even if we just keep Trump or somebody like Trump, whatever his term ends, 2028 when his term ends. I can't see Vance getting in there, but whoever gets in there, if we just keep doing the same crap, just the way that they're spending right now will obliterate this country. We lost 20% of our dollar's buying power in the span of 4 years. Never thought I would see that in my life. To go from I'm okay to holy shit, I might be homeless tomorrow in the span of 5 years.
Yeah.
And it's not just me, millions of people in this country.
All of us, yeah.
You've got people out there like yourself on fixed income.
That may be going away. That may be taken from us.
By 2030, 2033, I think was a projection that I've heard. Social Security is going to be insolvent.
It's actually 2028 now, I think.
Yeah. Well, and part of the reason for that is the acceleration in the spending, because that causes inflation.
Well, yeah.
And that Social Security is fixed. They're going to jack up our FICA.
Oh, your Social Security is going to go up 2.7% of COLA, cost of living increase. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Unfortunately, Medicare is going to eat all of that up and then some, because healthcare is going up.
Yep. They'll get you with co-pays and all medications and all that other stuff.
Oh yeah, medications. I had to make a choice on which medications I was going to get, because I can't pay for all of them. And, I'm like, well, I got to take care of her, so I got to cut some of mine out.
To be clear, and I actually, I've been recording Diligent Denizen Spaces on X. He actually records them anyways, but I always lose the recorded tab afterwards, so I put it on an external. So I hope he's not mad at that. He records the spaces anyways, but
Right.
I can never find them afterwards. They're not searchable, rather. But one of the spaces they were talking about this exact same thing, and I just forgot what I was going to say.
Well, we were talking Social Security going up and then becoming insolvent. So
Yeah. I just totally forgot.
sorry, man.
Fuck. Too much shit going through my head right now. I mean, this is obviously front of mind for me. Should have most of my debt paid off by the end of next year,
Good.
assuming nothing else comes up. But it's just like I can't go to the doctors. I can't even really. I can get a cleaning, but I can't get any of the dental stuff I need done.
Yeah.
I'm gonna start falling apart here pretty soon if I don't get shit taken care of, and I can't afford it. I can't afford it. I got insurance and I still can't afford it.
I know.
And I don't think I'm doing too terribly bad compared to how some folks got it out there, but I'm tired of this fucking game of, well, I could have it worse. I'm tired of it.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
we're all in that boat, you know. I don't want to be that. Why do we have to be there?
All this is boiling under the surface, though. With those numbers, I've ran this so many times. It always comes out to it's upwards of 45%. So somewhere between 45 and 50% of Americans can't afford to live on their own. They've got to live with family, roommates, or on the street in their car, something like that.
Well, they're making that illegal now.
What are they going to do? Put 180 million Americans in prison? At least then you'll have a roof over your head.
I don't know. We're apparently homeless people are disappearing off city streets. Some of these big city streets, we don't know where they're going. They're just disappearing.
Maybe they got the little burner vans like they have in China. Got rid of their homeless problem by barbecuing them.
I don't know, man. I really don't. It's a scary proposition when you start thinking we have all these people that really have no place to live or can't afford to, have a place to live. And we're going towards more people that are not going to have a place to live. I mean, you may have to come live with me. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, remember, I said we're going to be sharing a one of those burning dumpster barrels or whatever.
Right.
In measurements, systems taking longer to recover from shocks, events becoming more correlated, and flickering between stable and unstable states. And so I think this sounds familiar to all of us in the US right now. Since 2020,
You don't
we've been
say.
accumulating what researchers call failure drift, eroding trust, supply chain vulnerabilities, mounting debt, extreme partisanship, and repeated fiscal crises. But 2025 is qualitatively different. This administration isn't dealing with sequential challenges. They're simultaneously attacking multiple core systems at once. Direct interference with the private sector, institutional purges that destroy continuity, aggressive tariffs destabilizing the economy, cold shouldering allies, which leads.
Yeah, and I knew she was going to bring this up too. And by the way, this is not. I don't think this is the wrong playbook that's being used. It's just only half of the equation.
Yeah.
The problem that I have with tariffs is not the tariffs themselves. It's that there is no follow through to rebuilding American industry on the back end of that. And that's the essential part of this equation. What does the other side look like? We're going to burn these bridges down, but we've got nothing on the other side. And that's where we are right now.
But that's the playbook. That's the blueprint that they have. And it's
a stupid fucking blueprint. Stupid.
I know. But I mean, you got to wonder who's actually in control of that blueprint. Who made that up? Who decided that's what we were going to do, and that's how we're going to make it work? This is a one world government.
We did this.
Where
Like,
we're
I think it was
headed.
two episodes. We did this. Remember, it was like I think it was like 15 million jobs or something like that. Oh, that's great.
Oh yeah.
How much do those jobs pay? When is it actually going to land? And by the way, the population of the United States is like 320 million people the last time I checked.
Yeah.
And you've got a lot more people unemployed than that. So that's just a tiny drop in the bucket, even if it's real, which I'm not inclined to think that it is.
I haven't seen any real proof that those statistics are correct.
Those promises have been rescinded in the past, by the way. That whole, we were supposed to get, remember Carrier, the HVAC system company, was supposed to build a massive plant here. They backed out of that. I think that was during Trump's first administration. That never came through. This is why it's like, there's, folks got rose-tinted glasses when it comes to this guy. It needs to stop.
We're getting all of these AI data centers across the country. I don't know if I sent you the latest one that I got, but what's happening is we're subsidizing those companies with our electric bills to pay for their electricity.
Yes.
And they're getting abatements on their taxes for like 10 to 15 years.
Yeah, well, they're being tapped as job creators, and this is they're treating less. I think even the Trump administration said they're treating it like this generation's Manhattan Project, which fair enough. Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
But how many people were involved in the Manhattan Project? How many jobs can they actually create with this industry?
And the end, by the way, the end product of this, by the way, they're trying to get AGI. We all know that's the goal.
Oh, well, yeah.
That's the goal. And also replacing all of us, sweaty, laboring, mouth-drooling, dumb breeders so they don't need us anymore. We all know that's the end goal there.
Depopulation.
They don't want to pay us. They don't want us working. They don't want to have to deal with us in traffic. They don't want to stand in line when they go to what's the expensive grocery store, Robbins. They don't want so many of us around. So if they can just find a way to not have so many of us around, that'd be great.
Well, there's so many of those that are building those underground bunkers, but they're not really bunkers. They're just storm shelters. What? What? What the absolute fuckity fuck are you talking about, man?
Yeah.
Sorry.
6 kilometers underground. Mm-hmm. Sure.
And it's like how many football fields wide? And it does not make sense that these elitists and did you catch what he said? I don't know if you understood what they're trying to do for the government of Gaza. Is a technocratic government? A what?
Yeah, pilot program for what they want to do here.
Holy moly, brother!
By the way, Estonia already has that.
Oh, I know. But I don't know that necessarily is working for them. So, okay, whatever. But
you don't want to be a digital citizen, Rage?
I have been the last several months, but no, the video that I'm going to send you is going to tell you how not to be.
They hit me with that when I had to renew some some permits earlier this month. They hit me with that, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. And by the way, they make no mention of passport anymore.
Well, yeah, they're going to try to do away. You can get a passport card, which is something that I did not know about, which basically allows you to go within states. Did you know that?
That's what they're doing with Real ID.
Well, this is a separate ID, but it doesn't this is the cool thing. It doesn't have your address on it. It doesn't have any identifying information as far as where you live, what city you live in. It just has your name and a number. What?
They don't.
That's the number of the beast, isn't it?
They don't need that anymore. They can just look you up
No,
on social
they
media.
don't. Well, they can, for me, but and that's what I said. An AI that I've never used before has data on me. It already knows everything about me. I'm like, how? How do you know who I am? I never logged into you. I'm still not logged into you. And you had all this information on me. What is that? It's just getting a little crazy, and I'm really getting a lot paranoid, especially when I get that invitation, like I told you earlier. I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah, that looked like spam to me. I've seen crap
I'm sure
like
it was. I'm sure it was.
Those chain emails. You remember the chain emails that
yeah.
went around back in the day? If you don't send this to 5 of your friends, and you'll be cursed to a rusty chain around your nuts. And
yeah, it just is so bizarre that would come through at this point in time. The individual that I was concerned about having ties to a alphabet group, I'd lost contact with. He just kind of disappeared. He just went up in smoke, man. And it's like, okay, I didn't fit the bill, so now I'm not an asset. Okay.
Pretty much. I'm pretty oh man, I was gonna actually mention his name, but I think that might crisscross me with the old channel that I deleted years ago.
Yeah,
not even sure it matters anymore, but yeah, I'm pretty sure I had a run-in with a guy that used to be in the shop, and he was pretty weird. I think that job really fucked him up in the head too. And he was a Gulf War vet.
Well, I have to say, Kyle has some really good stuff on his YouTube channel, because I watch him on YouTube. I know he has other platforms he's on. The guy really is a little fucked in the head. I'm sorry.
I think he's called into RBN before when John was still on. I'm pretty sure I've heard his voice before on RBN.
I really do believe it's either there is a profile of an individual that they recruit, or if they don't fit the bill, by the time they leave, they do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, some are chosen because you already fit the bill. Some are like, we can mold you into this thing that we can do stuff with.
Which is what they're doing to all of us right now.
Yeah, to some extent, yeah.
Yeah.
The fluoride in the water, which I guess is now in the bottled water too.
Well, somebody asked me, are you paying for, like $20 a bottle for this water? And I'm like, no. They were saying it's smart water because it makes you smarter. No, I'm paying $140 a month for stupid water that's city water.
Yep. Probably has lead and Legionnaire's disease in it.
Well, and that's the thing. I can't drink it because it's so contaminated with all the crap that's in it. They have never, since I've been living here, passed certification for the water company. Well, I'm like, what? How do you not?
I have not been able to drink tap water since I left the military.
We tried when we first moved here, and every time we did, we all got sick. So we stopped doing it. Yeah.
Like clockwork, man. I can't I tried it when I was at my sister's house, and she's got a nice house. They got water filters that are built in and everything, and it tastes like paint everywhere here. I'd rather drink well water. I'd rather drink well water.
My buddy actually, he does have a well. It's like 40-foot well, and they do use city water for like certain things, washing clothes and showers and stuff.
Yeah.
But for cooking and drinking, they only use their well water, and it is so much sweeter and so much better tasting. And there's no contamination in it whatsoever. So I mean, that's if I could afford one, I'd have one, but I can't. I can't get one. So, and I don't even know if I own the mineral rights to be able to do that. I don't know if I have, rights under the ground to have a well. I don't know.
Let me play a little bit more of this here.
To frayed long-standing relationships, mass deportations, fracturing social cohesion, and now a government shutdown. In the financial system, bond markets are stressed. Foreign holders are nervous. The AI stock bubble has multiple burst triggers that are ready to go. Regional banks are still fragile from commercial real estate exposure. In the economy, unemployment is rising fast with major layoffs across sectors. Tariffs are driving business costs up 10 to 15% while destroying export markets. Housing foreclosures hit a 6-year high.
And this is the other part of this tariff equation, because nothing has been done in the short term to shore up those inevitable losses, which they had to know were coming from that loss. This is the thing. I mean, I used to think this way too, and I still kind of do, that these folks that are importing stuff from China and India and other places are somehow evil and that they're the reason why everything's wrong. But here's the thing. This has been going on for 40 years now. You're not going to decouple easily from China. That was never going to be the case. I know I've come on here and I said, we need 400% tariffs. Kevin O'Leary was right. Kevin O'Leary did nothing wrong. We need to embargo China. Don't trade with them at all on anything. And obviously they're not going to buy our stuff if we do that either.
Right.
That's fine. I knew that wasn't going to happen. And the reason why I knew that wasn't going to happen is because you have so many industries, basically every major industry in this country and across the globe are so reliant upon China that if you did that, that would destroy this economy immediately.
Oh, yeah.
Immediately.
Because we have no internal industries left. They've all been outsourced. They've all gone to other countries.
Brother.
Every number that I've had to call within the last month has been an 800 number, but I tell you, those numbers are going overseas. Those are not American people that I'm talking to. None of them. And how do you run a company where all of your tech support, all of your customer service, everything that you have, all your shipping really is outsourced. All of your supply lines are outsourced. What happens when we cut all that off? We have nothing. We're all going to starve to death.
Because if they have to pay us real wages, then the fantasy land that a lot of these just absurdly rich people are living is going to have to go away. And by the way, this absurd government spending for military adventurism abroad and hooking up all of our supposed allies, which why are they our allies? What are they doing for us? When's the last time they fought and bled and died for us in a war? I don't know. I can't tell you.
I don't know. I haven't seen it.
What are they doing for? Are they giving us any technology that's making our lives better? Our lives haven't gotten any better. So I'm assuming that's no.
They're stealing our technology.
Yeah. And then, it wouldn't even be anywhere near as bad. If China was just building stuff and it was cheap and that was the issue, that would be a problem in and of itself. But at least we could innovate and kind of equalize things out like that. And then you would still be able to have high-paying jobs here. And if you need, a cheaper, cost-effective solution, you go over to China and you buy stuff from over there. But we corner the market on high-end stuff if they respected intellectual property. But they don't.
They don't.
And we don't enforce this. I mean, the easy solution to this is when you start having it en masse, which is what we've had for the last 40 years, the solution is either you fix this or step one, we are going to fucking hammer you with lawsuits. And step two, if you still don't fix it, we're going to trade embargo you. Good luck.
Well,
and we're going to tell all of our allied trade partners what you're doing, and they're not going to want to trade with your asses either.
Number one, the legal system will not survive that. They don't give a crap. Okay? We're never going to get anything legally from that. I understand your point, but it ain't going to happen.
We absolutely had and still do have the power to do that. And so does the EU, And so do all the other fucking countries that are our allies. They could have sacked up and done that shit too.
But they're not going to.
Not a single
Because-
fucking one of them has. And because of that,
None of them has any balls.
what I'm saying is, it's not just that China's making all of our shit. It's they're making everybody else's shit too. So the industries that we could have gone over to start buying their stuff from to shore up the loss of us not buying stuff from China is not there.
There's no industry available. China's the only one that has any industry. We've all gone to buying stuff from them.
Yeah. Doesn't
Now, the
exist.
only thing that we do have in certain areas is some natural resources, but we're actually depleting our own natural resources, far outpacing what we could actually ever be able to get back. And some of those resources, like the silicon, we're having to buy somewhere else. And you're saying we're going to put all of this computer stuff in. How many chips do you got to have make this supercomputer or quantum computer that you're going to make? How many chips are you going to have to outsource? Because you're not going to have it. You don't have an industry here that's going to be able to do that.
Nope.
And unfortunately,
We could.
if we're outsourcing, well, we could. But if we're buying it from another country, how do we know that they're not putting some back door into the stuff? Because they have been.
Open ourselves up wide open to this stuff too. I mean, that's not new. Even if they weren't the only supplier or the major supplier of this stuff, we're still vulnerable to it because they're a trade partner.
Yeah.
You know, you don't need to infect the entire network with stuff like that. You'd only need it in a few key places. And I mean,
Which
you know,
they've
you're in
done.
that world.
Which they've done.
One bug could bring down an entire system from halfway across the country.
They still don't know what the AWS situation was. They really don't. They have, I mean, they're blowing smoke up our butts. Oh, well, it was the DNS issue. No. There's something else going on here. And there was a video that I need to send you about the kill switches, which is kind of interesting because it makes a lot of sense. This was a test. They want to know it's like the pandemic. They want to know what we're going to do. How long is it going to take for us to realize there's a problem?
Even if it wasn't. Let's say it's legitimate. It was some kind of a glitch or an error. That's a problem.
Oh, yeah. When that much of our ecosystem is run on that network and it goes down, that's what I said. It's all numbers and somebody's screen. And when the screens go dark, what have you got? Absolutely jack shit.
Yeah.
Nothing is yours.
Law enforcement and intelligence agencies and emergency services tied up in this stuff too.
When that goes down, what are people supposed to do?
And by the way, I meant to bring this up when you mentioned your ordeal with Wally World. I found it funny because you said you called and you couldn't get through. Well, I'm telling you, you know the reason why you couldn't get through? Because they were probably using a voice over IP system that ran on AWS, which was down when you tried calling them.
Right. I knew that. I just want to bring it up. Because I don't want people to know how vulnerable everything is. I mean, this is so ridiculous that everything we have put so much into all of this digital crap.
This is where
so many points of failure. When one goes down, the whole system is going to, like you showed, it's going to be dominoes, man. The whole thing is going to collapse and there's no way to stop it.
The invisible back end that most of us never think about, don't even know is there. Like she said, invisible.
Well,
all these little blocks on a column.
What's interesting is there is another network that we are not privy to. And of course, we're never going to be privy to. But that is more secure, but still vulnerable. But it's only for those elitists. It's not for us. It has nothing to do with us. So their lights are going to stay on, but ours aren't.
Chris Hinckley said it best. If it's online, it's not secure.
Well, one of my teachers told me the most secure computer is one that's 6 foot in a hole covered in concrete.
Yeah, on a different planet.
Well, yeah. Because even back in the 70s, you know, some Russian guy figured out he had to go into this, it was a meat packing plant basically, but he had to go into these big freezers to check the temperature of the freezers. And he figured out he could actually use the electrical system to look at, to monitor the digital thermometers that were inside these freezers from a remote location. He didn't even have to be on the network. He was using the electrical grid to actually access this. And this has been going on since the 70s.
Yeah.
There's so much stuff that we're unaware of that they're capable of doing. They can bring all of this stuff down in a heartbeat if they want to.
They used to have intercom systems for rich people's homes that actually worked on that.
Yeah. Well, when I had internet for a while, you could do Ethernet over a power system. Basically, you plug your Ethernet cable into a box that plugged into the wall, and that would run all your networking through the electrical grid in the house. It's really cool. But
what you're talking about predates the internet.
Yeah. DARPA had a lot of stuff. I mean, back in the 60s that, you know, we have no clue what they were doing back then. And still a lot of this stuff has not come to light. But a lot of stuff has. So
let's try and get through this here because we've already gone longer than I wanted to.
Sorry, man. I'm sorry.
It's all right.
This video, this came up this afternoon, and I just want you to see a little bit of it, and just give me your take on this, because this is so bizarre. This is Jimmy Dore, and I don't. This guy, I guess he's on X. Found this on a couple of videos, and it's really interesting the way he kind of did a little bit of sleuthing to follow this. But
really good shot. Let's watch how he reacts. Mikey is still there, phone in hand, still filming, still texting, still talking. Charlie is about to be killed. Mikey's still standing loyally by right there. And then let's watch him walk away. So he goes behind it and he comes out right here. He just walks away. There he is walking away.
wow.
So there he is walking away. That's him. That's him walking away. This is a crazy story that Sam Parker has unveiled, and it has to do with
Candace is
Charlie
crazy.
Kirk's
though, right?
right-hand man at TPUSA. Here's what he says. As everyone else rushed
Let me jump forward a
to
little
Charlie.
Because, sorry.
If you're happy and you know clap your hands.
This is actually his right-hand man, okay? He was in the vehicle with him when they came in.
So this
He's
is
videoing
this
everything.
there you go.
There he is.
That's there he is right here. Still trailing him, still filming everything. Mikey's trailing Charlie. We just watched this from Mikey's footage. So we just saw his footage. There he is, right there. He's wherever Charlie goes, Mikey goes. And now here he is right here. There he is. There's Charlie. There he is.
And what's bizarre,
so let's watch,
he's actually
how does he react
texting.
after Charlie gets shot? Let's watch how he reacts.
Can you see him?
Yeah.
So there's Mikey. And he just there and then he walked away. Let's watch. Keep watching. It gets better. Keep watching. Here he comes. He's right there. He's right there. He's got the phone out. Black pack there. That's him. That's the phone. That's his backpack. That's his shirt. There he is. Mikey's still at the corner of the tent. Keep watching. Keep watching. Keep watching. There he is. Keep watching. That's him.
It's like he's looking for something, or he's.
Yeah.
But it's so bizarre that because he's like,
Mikey is still there, phone in hand, still filming, still texting, still talking. There he is.
he's been with
This is the
Trump
guy asking
whole
that
time.
question. Hunter Kozak. Charlie is about to be killed. Mikey's still standing loyally by, right there.
It's Mikey, you know?
Charlie gets killed. Mikey's still there.
Right. He's probably afraid.
Still there. Hold on. So let's watch it from here. Let's watch it from here. And then let's watch him walk away. So he goes behind it and he comes out right here. He just walks away. There he is, walking away.
Wow.
Walking away. Watch him walk away like nothing happened. Mikey just walks off calmly. He's not running in panic.
I'm
Security's still rushing to Charlie. Mikey isn't at all interested in what's happening. Look at Mikey just walk away in the upper left. He just walks away.
What?
As Charlie is rushed to the SUV, Mikey, hang on, let me back this
Look
up.
at him.
Not
There
just
he
him.
is.
It's not just
Ooh,
him
he's
now.
not
There's other
running.
music behind him.
Pause it for a second.
As Charlie is rushed into the SUV,
He's not
It's not-
running.
It's not just him. Now look, I'm noticing a lot of folks here. They're not. We watched the Vegas shooting together. Remember?
Oh yeah.
We were doing the Black Swan episode.
Oh yeah.
You saw how those people reacted.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing
And
a lot
this
of that here. That was one of the things that really stood out to me as well.
This is so bizarre because these people, I don't know. Why would he just walk away like that? He was with Charlie. He was in the vehicle when they pulled up. He was filming it the whole time. But as soon as the shot rang out, he walks away. He
Show's
just
over.
disappears. He just disappears.
Show's over. Yep.
Wow. And then
Dutifully and loyally by Charlie's side, filming everything. Abandoned Charlie in the very instant Charlie was killed. Was Charlie actually dead? Did he need help? Did Mikey rush to his aid or get his phone camera out? Anything? No, nothing.
that's too bizarre. I'm sorry.
Now,
I know, I understand people react differently in different situations, and he may have, this may be a panic situation, and it may have been his, but that doesn't even make sense.
the
I'm
only
sorry.
thing I can figure, and this I'm just going to play devil's advocate here for a moment, is they might have had protocol for if something like this happened, and he was just following that. That's the only logical, good reason I can think of as to why he would have behaved in that manner. And by the way, it's not just him either.
No,
Jimmy
No.
has covered this before. The other guys there, I can't remember their name. The ones that went for the memory card that was right
Yeah.
behind Charlie. That whole thing, which they said they gave to the FBI, but then this is where Candace Owens comes back into the frame here. Had a conversation with that guy, or the guy that I don't know the names here. Basically, showed her the
Apparently-
footage.
yeah.
Which, how did he have a copy of that footage? Well, obviously
He
he
gave
made
it-
a copy of the footage before he gave it to the feds. We still haven't seen that footage, by the way.
no, and we probably won't.
And this whole situation with, oh God, what's the guy's name? Something Robinson. Tyler. This whole situation with Tyler just feels like a railroad job. Back to the Future speed.
And Cash Patel has been on 3 different talk shows that I've seen recently where he's saying, these conspiracy theorists are really causing a problem with the trial. And, just understand that we're the ones that are actually taking care of everything. We've got all this information. We've got all this data. We've been doing all these interviews. You know, the problem is when you leave a vacuum, you don't give out information. That's when the conspiracy theorists start coming in to try to fill in the gaps. And that, I'm sorry, that's just what's going to happen. Nothing can exist in a vacuum. I'm sorry. It doesn't work. Life can't exist in a vacuum. It doesn't work. So if you're not giving out the information, I understand they've done this gag order. They're saying, 3,000 people basically are under gag order, and everybody else just don't talk about it. What? Yeah, see, and that's another one.
Yeah, this clown. I didn't think my respect level for Ben Shapiro could get any lower than it already was, but then he comes out with this screed in response. This is why people are again, the conga line bashing on Candace Owens.
Yeah.
And again, I don't like Candace that much. I think she's kind of annoying. She's got harpy tendencies, and I don't like how she's trying to copy Tucker Carlson's speech pattern. I don't know what's going on with her. Some people have claimed that she's just trying to get famous. Who isn't? What do you think I started doing this because I wanted to be a nobody? Who doing this doesn't want their content to be seen, doesn't want to make money from doing this? Nobody. Let's be honest with this. If you're doing this, it's because you would like to make money doing this. I don't know anybody that does this for fun. I used to. But no, she's been doing this as long as I have.
Yeah.
Longer, perhaps.
Longer, probably, yeah.
At least a decade. So, Ben, why are you doing this? Come on, dude. Come on. How much is your suit worth, bro?
But he didn't pay for it.
You blame society. You don't have an answer. So it must be a conspiracy. There must be some sort. And you're just asking questions. You don't know. Right? This is the game that is played by so many corrupt commentators. Just asking questions. I don't have to show you evidence that something terrible is happening. I don't have to actually demonstrate how the thing is happening. I don't have to tell you who the problem is. Wink, wink. But I can just tell you right now that there is a problem. But even, and if I'm asked about it, hey, I'm just asking questions. Now, let me tell you something about just asking questions for a second. Just asking questions is a game for children. My son is 7. He can just ask questions. My daughter is 10. She can just ask questions. If you are 50 and you are just asking questions, I don't think you're just asking questions. I think that your level of curiosity is actually quite low. I think that you don't care enough to know or know enough to care. I think that the vast majority of people who are in the just asking questions business have an answer that they want to suggest, but they know there's no evidence for it. So instead they hide behind just asking questions. In other words, they're completely full of shit.
Okay.
Yeah. And there was no Building 7.
Right. Never forget, except that one. Forget that one over there. Yeah. Just don't look over there. I was going to say unbelievable, but at this point,
it is believable. It's exactly, it is what we've come to expect.
This is current world that we live in. I'm
sorry.
What am I?
I'm just,
I'll pull it down. What?
I've seen a lot of things recently. I'd say within the last week that yes, a lot of it is garbage, but there are a lot of valid questions being asked. Yeah. And there are no answers. I understand that this, they may have all of this proof that shows him exactly doing what they say happened. But there are too many things that don't add up that just make you go, huh? What? Superman? What? Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand. And we've never heard about Thomas Crooks. We've never got definitive information on that. What are you hiding? Why are you not releasing that information? The one guy that you actually caught, you allowed him to defend himself, which automatically, he's a nut and he's gonna go to jail. But then you let him try to kill himself in the court. Well, what the hell is that?
Yeah, Wreck-It Ralph,
Yeah,
Ryan Ralph.
just doesn't make sense. And then, did you hear the latest one? I don't know if we talked about this at all. I don't think we had any conversation. There apparently was a sniper's nest at the airport in Florida where he goes. So it's been there for a while apparently, but somebody found it, and it would have line of sight to where he gets off the plane when he lands and comes off the plane. They would have had a exact line of sight to take a shot at him. What? Where is our security? We don't have any security anymore in this country. Why did the two teams, the security team for Charlie and the UVU police, didn't sync up? They're both pointing fingers and saying, wait a minute, no, it wasn't our fault, it was their fault. Well, no, you should work in tandem. And when you're looking at something in this situation, he's already had death threats. This is a sitting duck. What the hell?
In any other situation,
we shouldn't ask any questions. What?
well, I don't think anybody pulled that card during that. It's just now it's the blanket silence is what we're getting. We're supposed to forget about it. Everybody's moved on. I've never unpinned that episode, by the way. I can pull it up right now. I have never unpinned that episode, and I probably never will. People want answers to this question. This is one of the most important moments in recent history. Up until Charlie Kirk.
Yeah. And we still have no information whatsoever.
Hold on a second here. Will it load? Yeah, remember this?
Yep.
I know I'm going to get raked over the coals for this, but at this point, I really
remember this? The Pac-Man?
Yeah. And how does that happen? We've never got any explanation.
One person resigns
after being forced to resign.
Yep. World that we live in now. You get no answers. One person gets shuffled off the career ladder, probably gets a cushy job somewhere else with double the pay. And
let's go back and let's start talking about the sheriff who, interestingly enough, went from one bad incident to another bad incident.
Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute. You know what I'm talking about.
And the chief of police that went on from that same incident to become the mayor of Las Vegas. What?
Yeah.
Talk about failing your way to the top. And then the other clown that was also in on that, the Route 91 Music Festival around the same time, goes on to be the fire chief for Lahaina and oversees one of the worst wildfires in U.S. history in Hawaii.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Nothing to see here.
But we're just internet conspiracy crackpots asking questions.
That really made me want to throw up, because he's one of before all this, he was in just the same mental state that we're in. He asked just as many questions.
What an insufferable twat. I just cannot stand that guy anymore. And you know what? You know, the worst part of all this is Ben Shapiro used to be dynamite. I love this guy. Back in 2016, he had some of the best, I don't know what you call it, rants out there. You know, as far as Republican talking points goes, I mean, he used to be pretty in parallel with my thinking on stuff, but
yeah,
when it comes to certain issues, you know, the things you're not allowed to talk about.
Yeah, well, yeah.
And that's exactly what he was suggesting in that little wink, wink. We all know that's what he was getting at.
Yeah.
And by the way, it's not a wink with Candace either. I know it sounds like I don't know, a fanboying for this lady, but I'm really not. I'm just stating what she has stated. She's not been, on the slide about her opinions on, nation we can't talk about. She's not been on sneaky about any of this stuff. She said it.
Okay, but let's not even bring that up. Let's just stick that out of the topic for right now. Let's go back and look at what we've been presented with. Does this look like this is not even a good screenplay? This is a joke. What? And we're gonna sit here and go, oh, we're gonna go on every.
We don't have access to basic information on this. This is exactly Butler Rally again, Route 91 Music Festival again, Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School again, Pulse Nightclub again. Same playbook that they keep pulling on us with these fucking fake shootings where real people die. Just is that simple. This is the same playbook. Give us just enough information to make it plausible. But when you start adding up the individual facts, they just don't math. And that's the case with this. Where's the bullet? Oh, his bones were so strong. They stopped the 30-06 round from X number of yards. And how far away was he? Was this far? Was he that far? What kind of weapon was he using? How did he get it on and off the roof? Did he change his uniform? Did he change his costume? Did he walk? He had a limp. Was he injured? Have we heard anything about it? Did they do a gunpowder residue on this guy? I could go on and on and on and on and on about how this shit doesn't add up. And it's all of these. Every single one of the incidents that I just mentioned, it's the same playbook.
But it falls back to Kash Patel saying, we don't want to do anything to jeopardize the trial. We want to give him a fair trial. But we have all the evidence that we need. We're just not going to let you know about it.
That's not a fair trial. Excluding exculpatory evidence is not a fair trial. It's grounds for mistrial.
Well, apparently the defense they apparently have 11 terabytes of data that their defense team is having to go through. So, I mean, if they really do have 11 terabytes, there's stuff that we don't have a clue about. But does that mean he's going to get a fair trial? No, because we don't know if all that 11 terabytes is actual. I don't demonstrate it. I know when we see it, and we may not see it when they do the trial.
Is the trial scheduled before or after the midterms?
It's actually not. It's not been scheduled. They're supposedly going to do something tomorrow, I think. That's going to talk about when they're going to do the trial. But what everybody's saying is we're looking at 2 to 3 years out. By the time we'll all forget about it anyway.
Yep. So he's going to get the Nicholas Cruz treatment, basically. They're probably already pumping him up on the cocktail they have Nicholas Cruz on, so he can't ever form a coherent sentence again for the rest of his life. Yeah, and they put a gag order on him, too, to boot, which is interesting in and of itself.
Well, they put a gag order on 3,000 people that were there,
Mm-hmm.
and any reporters and people like us. So, I mean, it's just, it doesn't, none of this adds up. And there's too many of these things that
No, it
are
doesn't.
not adding up all over the country, all over everywhere we look. There's another one. And that's the thing. They just keep giving us more distractions. Oh, look, there's something over. Don't look over there. Look over here now. Oh, no, wait. We got something else. Look over here.
The way his head rocked, I watched that video. He was shot from the side.
I mean,
He was shot from the side.
I've seen some evidence the last week that it's very hard to make a determination that that's what happened. Because we're actually starting to see some footage that is not that Bigfoot grainy bullshit. And I'll send you a couple that you need to watch. There are a couple that I looked at, and I was very much on that train. I was like, yeah, that's where the shot came from. That very obviously came from that direction. Did not come from the front. But now that some other things have come out, and people are starting to look at other things, it's possible that it did come from the front. Did it come from that particular gun? We have no way of knowing.
Yeah.
And by the way, did you know they found another gun?
No.
In the crowd? Yeah. Oh, yeah. This came out I think this morning that I found the video. I'll have to send that to you if I find it. You know where the old man, George Zen was? Apparently, where he was standing, they found a holstered pistol on the ground.
Just sitting there.
Yeah. Now, what's bizarre is another video that I'd seen just previous to that was showing the guys that apparently were security that were in plain clothes were walking around all that area looking for something. And then miraculously, they found the gun. Okay. But did you hear about that?
No.
Yeah. See? It's these internet sleuths that people are putting stuff together, and they're going, wait a minute.
Yeah.
This is something that happened, and you guys don't know about this.
I am seeing these so-called truth tellers, these red pill guys. I am seeing these folks in a whole different light. Now, I am at this as the wagons are circling. Watch this unfold. I tried making an episode, like 2 different episodes on this Charlie Kirk thing back when, like a couple days after it happened, then a week after it happened. And I kind of lost my steam on it, and I felt like I didn't really have anything to add. But while this was going down, I'm watching these other content creators, primarily on X and YouTube, guys that would usually be trying to get to the bottom of this stuff, saying, look, this is what happened, blah, 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 party line. An order came down. The binder holder class of influencers got marching orders to say, all right, time to wrap it up. Wrangle in your tards and have them stop asking questions. Now we get the blatant shut up slave from Ben Shapiro.
Yeah. Well, and it's not just them. It's coming from all sides. Cash Patel, he's throwing everything out there and saying, you guys that are talking about it, you should be prosecuted for sedition or whatever. I mean,
right.
It's just there's so much crap. You're telling us to shut up, but you're not standing up for anything.
And by the way, just
go ahead.
Just disclosure on this. I'm not among the crowd of folks that believe that it was the folks you can't. I'm not among those. I'm just stating what other people have said, obviously and out in the open. This isn't sneaky territory. But if we can't have these conversations around it, that's when you're going to wind up with more conspiracies around that.
Well, and that's what the problem is, because there is that vacuum of information. They're sucking up all the information. And that, of course, is going to make people go, well, wait a minute. What are you hiding? Because you've hidden stuff before.
Yeah.
And you're coming out now and saying, oh, by the way, we did hide this.
Recently.
So we're
And
supposed to expect you now?
You had, of all people, Homath talk with an FBI profiler. I don't know if you're familiar with this guy's channel, Homath. He's gotten pretty,
I don't think so.
Pretty popular. I think he started on TikTok and then moved over to YouTube and then X. But yeah, Homath talking with BK. He used to be an FBI profiler, and he was talking about how the New Jersey drone thing was a blatant psyop to detract from the Hunter Biden
laptop,
the Hunter Biden pardon from his dad, Joe.
Yeah, okay.
Because they coincided in timeline. Now, I mean, that's plausible.
Yeah,
that's plausible, I guess. But I mean, if we're just gonna, okay, first of all, let's assume that's correct and not some other, limited hangout cover up. We had the Smith Modernization Act under Obama's NDA updates. So propagandizing the American people is legal. I don't know if people realize that or not, but propaganda can be anything. Propaganda can be a stage play. Like, I don't know, pretending to blow somebody away in broad daylight right in front of everybody. Now, I'm not saying that's what happened here. I'm just saying that it would be legal if they went and did it. And then you caught them red-handed later. Of course, they don't want to get, if that was the case. Or propaganda could be saying that they caught the real shooter when they actually didn't. Propaganda could be anything. This is the problem with legalizing this crap. That needs to be done away with. They were talking about this. Candace Owens had brought this up. I don't know if you remember this. This was almost less than a week after the Charlie Kirk incident, when they were talking about repealing the Smith-Mundt Act, and they were gonna call it the Charlie Kirk Act or something like that. And then they tried tacking on all this other stuff onto that bill, which
Where
was
did it
go?
go?
I don't know what happened with it. I'd have to.
They dropped it.
Yeah.
There's no more talk about it because we've moved on. We have too many other things going on right now.
They were talking about I think Caroline Levitt and some other folks brought up we need more controls over influencers, and we need people to get licensed.
Yeah,
because they're like they're trying to do in Canada, or maybe they already did.
The UK.
The UK.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've already gone too long, man. It's getting late, so I'm gonna have to wrap it up right here.
Okay, good. Sorry.
It's my own damn fault. We missed you. We missed you, Bill. Where you at, Bill? Is Bill in the building?
We'll do it live. Fuck it.
There we go. All right, we're on the internet and we're complaining. We're still alive, and our country is slowly circling the drain. Meanwhile, our president is building golden ballrooms and starting a war with Venezuela, potentially, because reasons, I guess.
Yeah, we had, I don't know if you saw that, but there's a B-1 that took off from Dyess Air Force Base in Abilene and was on the way. Then met up with a refueling plane in Florida, and they were both headed towards Venezuela this afternoon. So,
And Venezuela scrambled their Air Force, and I don't know what else can happen with that afterwards. So Running theory is that the U.S. is testing response time. I don't know. It's apparent they don't want to fix things. They've not made a meaningful effort to do so. I can't see that coming in the future. I think the game plan right now is to intentionally break this economy so that they can come out with whatever asinine solution they already concocted behind the refrigerator years ago. And it's probably going to be CBDC.
Well,
Put
we're
that in the
fixing
red
to bail
book.
out. Fixing to bail out Argentina. We can't bail out our own farmers, but we can spend
Yeah.
how many billion to send to
They
Argentina?
said 40 billion, and supposedly it's they're supposed to back that
Beef?
up with 20 billion worth of pesos, and it's a fucking joke, man. Stop giving other countries money when we can't even pay our own fucking bills.
Take care of the people we got here first. Then let's
Finance
think
is
about everybody
101.
else. Yeah. Take care of your own house.
And I'm listening to I think it was, I don't know, I want to say it was Adam Taggart, but they were talking about how if you subtract the AI gains to the stock market, we've gained nothing in the last 5 years. So when that bubble pops, man, she wasn't kidding, that lady earlier.
No.
If that bubble pops, it's going to be catastrophic.
Well, I believe it was last week after he bought, I guess, got involved with TikTok. Larry Ellison, Oracle gave like the worst quarter earnings that they've done in like 10 years. So, yeah. So, whatever. for whatever that's worth.
Yep.
Thanks, dude.
All right, man. Stick a fork in me.
Yep.
Thank you.
I do wonder what that is. Never heard that sound before. Don't know what that is.